So we've spoken about great dinners, great desserts, Thanksgiving season, fall. What do you drink with those amazing food choices? Right now, Rob Statham is here with us, and he is part of the Drunken Grape, thedrunkengrape.ca. Rob, you're back on the show, and it's wonderful to have you.
Hey, thank you. No, it's awesome to be here. What a great show today so far.
Well, I know you've been on here a number of times, but in case somebody's watching for the first time, finding out about the Drunken Grape, what exactly do you guys do?
Well, we're an events-based company. We also do media and some promotional work. I've extended it into a brokerage element as well. So we're working with a liquor manufacturer coming to market named Exphoria Spirits, as well as working with some private or small batch craft brewers, trying to expand their market as well.
Wow.
So it's exciting. Yeah, some wineries as well. One of the wineries here, in fact, big Head Winery that we'll get into shortly. But exciting times.
It's an exciting time to be part of the Drunken Grape.
It is.
But you offer different not workshops, but what would you call it that you offer to people that may be tuned in right now to have you drop by, tastings, that kind of stuff?
Tastings, interactive tastings. So, we saw a lot of food presented here today. Often we do a lot of spreads with food, and then it's interactive. So sometimes it'd be Canada versus the rest of the world. So you pick a wine from like BC that's a big heady red, and then you pick a wine that's its equivalent from like California and pair it off and discuss it with courses and make it interactive, make it a lot of fun. That's just a bit of what we do, but that's part of the event side for sure.
So, speaking of Canada, you actually are going to give us a quick history on Thanksgiving here in Canada.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving started off, it was giving thanks for the bounty of the previous year's harvest. And it's rooted in English tradition. It actually started in around 1538 with Henry VIII, the court. Not only did he come up with the Protestant church, because he wanted a divorce, but he also came up with it with the celebration of Thanksgiving. And it's very much linked to the Protestant Reformation. And from there, of course, as the British colonized much of the world, Canada being one of the territories and one of the colonies, we started our celebration with Thanksgiving officially. It was November 6th in 1879 when Parliament decreed that it would be a national holiday for giving thanks.
Oh, good. Wow. Yeah. So you know your stuff about what to drink and your history. You could be like a high school history teacher.
That'd be fun.
Something like that. Because you've been on the show before and you've given us history of all kinds of stuff that I know nothing about. So that's good. So let's get into it then. Thanksgiving is here, and you've got all kinds of amazing ales, spirits, beer, perhaps?
Well, yes, and the thing is, we saw earlier on with, Paula Roy with her food show, Julie Finley with Mom in the Know. We saw some awesome spreads of food. Obviously, food is very much linked to the tradition of beer and wine in Canadian society. And what we have here, you think of Thanksgiving, you think of, if it's not a roast, it's turkey with the stuffing and the cranberry. If it's not that, it's a lamb dish or a ham dish. And with it, pumpkin pie, squash, lots of greens, lots of berries, mashed potatoes, gravy. Some of these things really tie in great. To open it up and just be social, this pumpkin ale by Great Lakes Brewery is just an awesome beer to start things off in conversation. Just have it on its own. It was one of the picks I had picked. You're looking at ale that's basically been infused, or what they do within the brewing process, they add whole pumpkins. So you get flavors like nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, and obviously pumpkin with it. Awesome option. The wine options, this is...
Can we quickly just go back to that? So where is Great Lakes Brewery?
Sorry, this is a Toronto-based brewery.
Toronto?
It's actually won Brewer of the Year through the Golden Tap Awards 3 years in a row, from 2014 to 2016. That was actually voted on by the citizens of Ontario.
Impressive.
So it's kind of cool because you get an unbiased approach there into an excellent brewery.
Do you see a lot of breweries jumping on board with the pumpkin? Because I know pumpkin spice everything, right?
Well, this one's celebrating its 10th anniversary. The only one that I'm really well aware of note is Saint Ambroise in Quebec, or McCausland Brewery, which does Saint Ambroise. They have their own pumpkin brew as well, which is done very well.
So it's tough to find a pumpkin ale.
It is, and it's unique. And I just thought it'd be very fitting for the time of year and the celebration.
And the wines.
Absolutely.
People like their wines with a great meal.
Yeah.
What do you have here?
Well, the wines, what we have here is we have Big Head Winery. Now, this is owned by the Lipinski family. It's an Eastern European family of wine excellence. Andre Lipinski is the head winemaker, And this is from the Niagara region. I was referred to this winery, and I actually heard a lot about this winery. And it's one of these boutique wineries that I really think people should pay very close attention to. These are some of the best Ontario wines I've ever tried, and I'm not just taking that lightly. They're absolutely fantastic.
What makes them so great?
Well, it's a blend. So first of all, with a blend, it allows you to get around changes of weather patterns year from year. So in a cool climate, that's very important, so you can blend it in with some grapes that ripen earlier than others. But it's a technique that they use called a passamento, or what they would call in France called vin paille, or straw wine. And what it is they actually use tobacco kilns. This is very cool. And they handpick everything come harvest time. Harvest time is actually occurring right about now. So all these berries are picked, and then they're set in these tobacco kilns. And what they do is they allow them to dry up and raisin over the late fall into the winter, and the cool air aerates the grapes as they dry. And what it does is it raisins them, but it concentrates the flavors, and it also allows for higher alcohol levels. So you get these dry, big, bold, heady wines. They're very flavorful, jammy, excellent with much of what is offered at Thanksgiving dinner. You know, you think of turkey, you think of dressing, you think of the stuffing. If they're not going to eat that, lamb, ham, as I had mentioned. Just a tremendous way to cultivate, or just within the wine making process itself. And very unique.
High alcohol levels at this time of year are good because you got to deal with your uncle or whatever.
Or that disgruntled brother-in-law, you know.
Something like that. Okay.
So my brother-in-law tells me anyway. Probably pointing the finger at myself.
Fair enough. The drunkengrape.ca is the best place to go to find out obviously more about the cool events that you've got going on.
For sure, and we're starting to plan the Christmas season, or the holiday season, to be a little more correct about it, coming up with some corporate events as well. So I have a close colleague from the cruise line industry that was excellent at events, have come over to start helping me with that aspect as we grow in the Drunken Grape and we grow our family. So it's an exciting time.
You're a busy man. You keep us up to date, informed, and now we know what to drink with our meals.
Awesome.
Thanksgiving season. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you, and happy Thanksgiving to all the viewers here watching Daytime Ottawa.
There you go. Rob Statham, thank you very much. Coming up, he is the Director of Fun at Saunders Farm. His name, Mark Saunders. He's next on Daytime.